Hey everybody, I'm sorry that I've been gone for so long. Yesterday I uploaded that Deadrop short that I created, but besides that, it's been kind of a dead week for me as far as content creation. Just got busy with a lot of things, you know, Mother's Day, my dad's birthday, my wife had an event for her work, so lots of things going on in the last week or so. But today, hey, we're back and we're talking Deadrop. You know, we're kind of in this lull period between Snapshot 5 and Snapshot 6. I think the hype from Snapshot 5 has probably pretty much died, other than the events that they're doing sporadically throughout the week. And as it stands right now, as of the time of this recording, we're about a month out from Snapshot 6. We don't have any teasers, no videos, no pictures, no nothing yet. So there's nothing to really speculate about as far as what's coming in Snapshot 6, but I thought today would be a very good time for us to kind of look back and talk about, you know, why are us founders so dedicated to this project? Why are we so passionate about it? Well, there's a few things that we can talk about as to why we are such big fans of Midnight Society and Deadrop. First up on that list is the founder program. So obviously, I don't know what every gaming studio is doing out there, but I do keep up with a lot of gaming news. From what I know, I don't want to say that they're the first to ever do it, but the Midnight Society founder program is the first that's ever really caught my eye. From the beginning, we were told that there would be 10,000 founders for Midnight Society, and that would be it. Requests were sent out, and over 400,000 people applied. That's less than 3% chance of getting accepted. 3%. Buying into this program was more than a cool looking NFT. It came with feedback surveys, where we can tell the developers what's working and what's not. Also, it came with a founders only event in LA where we got to meet Doc and the dev team. Watching Deadrop get revealed live in person is a feeling that only a few hundred of us will ever have. That trip was one for the books. I feel as though the devs at Midnight Society saw the state that FPS games have been in for the last few years and said, you know what? Let's change that. Gamers have been denied any kind of access to not only the developers working on games, but seeing any kind of early gameplay. As a founder, I've not only talked with the devs in Discord, on Twitter, face to face, but I get to play Deadrop whenever I want. And as it stands right now, it's what, a year or two away from being finished? I'm not going to get into it, but think about everything that's going on with Call of Duty Warzone right now, right? I mean, they got some issues over there. And I'm not saying that a founders program would solve all of them, but if you were to invite these content creators, these pros out to play the game a little bit early, maybe you could save face a little bit, but hey, that's for another day. My point is that this game is in a pre-alpha state. When's the last time that you've gotten to play a game in a pre-alpha state? I can't think of any. The second thing that I want to talk about is the big names that have been around the industry for a long time. The guys that are leading the charge over at Midnight Society aren't just some newbies that we've never heard of before. They just didn't crawl out of their mom's basement yesterday, maybe a long time ago. But hey, ever since then, they've shipped some of the biggest titles that we know today. So I want to dive into the co-founders. Rob Bowling is no stranger to video games, let alone FPS shooters. You literally can't think of the old days of Call of Duty without thinking of Rob Bowling. And while I'm not the biggest fan of the direction that Call of Duty has taken in recent years, you can't deny that the Call of Duty franchise is one of the biggest shooters of all time. He was with Infinity Ward for 6 years and shipped the Call of Duty Modern Warfare series the first time. One thing that I didn't know about Rob is that he was a creative consultant for some big EA games. Madden, Battlefield 5, and Apex, just to name a few. Obviously, if you've kept an eye on my channel, you know how big of a Battlefield fan that I am. So hopefully one day I'll get to chat with Rob and just get his opinions on Battlefield and what he thinks of the franchise. With all that said, Rob's been around for a while, shipping some big titles, like some of the biggest titles in FPS history. And we have another co-founder, Mr. Quinn Del Hoyo. Quinn was heavily involved with Gears of War and Halo, two IPs that I grew up playing religiously. His time with 343 was around 9 years, and through those years, he He was a multiplayer designer, a lead arena designer, a lead weapons designer for Halo Infinite, and lead sandbox designer. One thing that Halo Infinite has definitely nailed is the sandbox and the weapon design. While the post-launch content has been absolutely abysmal, the bare bones of Infinite is fantastic. We can all thank Quinn and his 343 team for all that hard work. And now this guy gets to bring all of that knowledge over to Deadrop. Our third co-founder is Sumit Gupta. He's the founder and CEO of Boom TV. You've probably watched a streamer and or pro play in a tournament hosted by Boom TV. This guy created a business based around gaming tournaments and is now one of the founders of Midnight Society. You think Deadrop is gonna have the pros and sweats attention? Absolutely. Then we come to Dr. Disrespect and Guy Beam. And yes, there is a reason why I listed those separately, because I believe Doc brings something totally separate than Guy Beam. On one hand, you have Dr. Disrespect. He is a content creator, a major streamer that we have all come to know and love.
Yeah. Who's more athletic than me in the online gaming community? No one!
And what's funny is that in recent months, we've seen a few other content creators get a team together and decide to build a game as well. Shroud is working on the open world survival game called Project Astrid. Then you have Nick Merckx, Tim the Tatman Ninja, Cypher PK, and Courage. They've teamed up to create a new battle royale inside of Fortnite's Unreal editor. You know, if you think about it, Doc was the first big time streamer to take the step, and he's got the mouth and the fan base to support this game quite a bit. Like Rob, Guy has a solid background in Call of Duty. He was a level designer for a few years and obviously has a lot of experience in not only level design but gameplay optimization. What I'm getting at with Doc and Guy Beam is that you've got the face of the franchise in Doc, the mouth of the franchise, should I say, and then you've got Guy Beam, a guy that's obviously been in the trenches of game development and knows what that's like. So not only do you have the mouth, but you also have the brain too. Real quick, I want to sneak in one dev that's not a co-founder, but he's the art director for Midnight Society, and I'm literally giddy about this guy being a part of the team, and that's Darren Bacon. Man, through the years, he's put together some impressive stuff. He was the senior concept artist for Destiny a couple years, and then he moved on to work on Halo. Halo has some of the most beautiful looking art in a video game of all time. I am stupid excited about Darren being on the team and seeing what he comes up with. The next topic that I want to talk about is Deadrop itself. It's extremely unique. In recent years, we've seen the rise and, dare I say, the peak of Battle Royale games. Games like Fortnite, Warzone, and Apex have dominated the FPS genre for a long time, and while recently it seems that the honeymoon stage of battle royales is over, I believe they are far from disappearing. My opinion about the current state of battle royales is that we've just been playing the same ones for far too long. Fortnite was released in 2017. Warzone was released in 2020, and Apex was released in 2019. These are the biggest battle royales out right now, and I think once a fresh, new, really good battle royale comes out that's not any of these three, I think everybody's going to be back on the hype train again. Another popular game mode in recent years is the extraction shooter. These have definitely been on the rise in the last couple of years, with Escape from Tarkov leading the charge. What makes Deadrop unique is that they are taking these two modes and combining them into one game. Do you want to go in and be the last person standing? Go for it. Do you want to go in, complete a quest, and extract? Do it. Both options are viable ways to play the game. No other game that I'm aware of is combining these elements and giving you the freedom to play as you like. And speaking of freedom, I haven't even touched on the UGC mode that's coming down the road. You want to build your own maps and modes? Let's say you don't like battle royales or extraction shooters. Let's say you like arena shooters. You want capture the flag, you want a regular old TDM, you want a conquest mode, you want domination, whatever you want. Go for it. All of this will be possible in UGC. That is the future of FPS gaming. Developers handing over the tools to gamers and allowing them to build whatever experience they desire. I'm telling you, this game is going to be incredibly special. Last thing that I'll touch on is the community engagement from Midnight Society. Again, I don't know what every gaming studio does, but I've never seen such big time developers interact with the community as much as Midnight Society does. If you would have told me as a teenager playing Modern Warfare 2 that the Rob Bowling would follow me on Twitter, he'd be commenting on my YouTube videos, I would get to talk to him in person, I would have never had believed you. And it's not just Rob that's active in the community, it's many others such as Brad Boyce, the level designer, or Henry Delva, the animator. They've both been pretty active on social media and both in the Discord. I am constantly seeing Midnight Society devs repost and share and comment any kind of post within the Deadrop community. I mean, people that are variants, people that are claws, they're constantly talking to them. What's really funny is that the Snapshot 5 event took place in Arlington, Texas, and the night before and the night of, many of us were up until 3 or 4 o'clock in the morning talking to just various devs in the hotel lobby there. It was such an incredible experience. I gotta say, it was pretty awesome to walk through a hotel and have devs call you out by name. That's an experience that I'll never forget for sure. I have nothing but a ton of respect and love for the people over at Midnight Society. That's pretty much it. I figured it was a good time to kind of pause and reflect on why we're so passionate about this game. Maybe you haven't heard about Deadrop, maybe you don't know about Midnight Society. You can go to their website, midnightsociety.com, and learn all about the project that is Deadrop and who Midnight Society is. And if you haven't heard about it, then this is a good time because I am holding onto 2 Deadrop tower keys. Now what that does is that gives you access to the current snapshot as well as future snapshots. And as of right now, we have no idea when the tower keys will be opened back up to the public. So it's gonna be a good time to grab onto one of those. I'm gonna announce a giveaway once we reach closer to Snapshot 6, so keep an eye out on that. I'll be sure to announce it soon. And that's all I've got today. I'll see you on the next one.